All right, we go again. So this is going to be an overview of the phase one. We go again. And what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk a little about the phase overview. So what is the phase going to focus on? What kind of tweaks are you going to expect from the engine bias and so forth? And we're going to talk a little about who is the engine bias for. So I think it's important at the onset of a new season to identify, okay, is this bias something that's good for you? So I've put some notes down, some time domains and some workouts that's going to give you somewhat of a good indication on if you're on the right path with going for the engine bias. So starting with first things first. So the phase overview, if you haven't already seen Steven's video on the all-rounders phase overview, I highly recommend you go see that. We're not going to change too much for the engine bias just because you can see how excited he was for the masterpiece that he created. So I highly recommend go see Steven's video about the all-rounder. The small tweaks that we're going to have for the engine bias is there's going to be a slight drift for more engine work and a slightly less focus on the strength stuff. A small tweak that we're also going to incorporate is when there's actually some CrossFit stuff, we're going to do it in a more split format. So we're going to do it in split intervals. So instead of going 5 rounds for time, we're going to go 1 round, rest 60 seconds, go another round. So you have some more rest period in between to actually recover. The next thing we're going to talk about is who is the engine bias for. So the engine bias, I've noted down some few things that I think is a key indicator of if you need to be more enduring or more just getting better at some different stuff. So the first one we're going to talk about is if you have a tendency to struggle in longer workouts. This could be something like a 20-minute AMRAP or a long cyclical piece. If you tend to be someone that struggles with enduring and keeping a high power output across a longer time domain, this could be an indication that the engine bias is good for you. When we're talking about struggling in longer workouts, what I usually see it is bigger athletes, it's taller athletes, it's more muscular athletes. The bigger you are, the more range you're going to do. Probably the more muscles you're going to have. The more muscles you're going to have, the more oxygen you need in your body to actually function at that pace you want to go for. So if you're struggling in longer metcons, it not necessarily have to be, but it could be for that reason. Another thing is, just because of the things we talked about here, they also tend to struggle with bodyweight movements. So bodyweight movements such as box jump movers, double unders, running, burpees, especially burpees, and what I call global movements. So bigger, more powerful athletes tend to be very good at something like strict handstand push-ups, where it's very localized stress that you're going to put on your body. So something like ripping 50 strict handstand push-ups doesn't seem to be a trouble for him. But once you do something like a very light thruster at 30 kilos, they just blow up because there's such a big demand for oxygen in every part of the body simultaneously. That's where they get in trouble. So if you're not quite sure where you sit on this, what I call spectrum of athlete, this could be a help for you. So over here, what I've written is I've written some time domains ranging from 0 to 3 minutes, 3 to 7 minutes, 7 to 12, and 12 to 20 minutes. So going from very short, high power to very long, very enduring. So the more you sit on this left side on the spectrum, so the better you're at doing something like a 0 to 3 minute workout or 3 to 7 minute workout, the more likely you are to be benefiting from the engine bias. The more you're sitting on the right here, so the better you are at doing some longer, so 7 to 12 or 12 to 20 minute workouts, the less likely you are to need this workout. If you have a hard time thinking, okay, what is a 3-minute workout and what is a 3 to 7 minute workout, I have some workout examples here. So in 18 Open, 18.1a, there was a workout where it's 1 to 10 in dumbbell front squats, bar facing burpees, very short, didn't take more than 3.5 minutes. Next one is here, a little bit more mid-range. This you should all be accustomed to. It's the 21.2 dumbbell snatch and burpee box jump overs. Increase in reps in the dumbbell snatch, same fixed amounts in the burpee box jumps. The best times were around 10, which always do 9, but it's a 10 to 12 minute workout. And A very long one is 16.1. You had a 20-minute AMRAP, overhead walking lunge forward, bar facing burpees, overhead walking lunge backwards, chest to bar pull-ups. Again, the more left skewed you are, and this, I'm very good at those workouts, not so good at these workouts, the more likely you are at benefiting from descending bias. So to summarize, go see Steven's video if you want to see the actual details about the face overview, slight tweaks in the strength and conditioning, and this, think about this when you're actually deciding on which bias you want to go to. This first bias is just about getting back into training, but think about this and think about which path you're going to take.